We're creating about 200,000 jobs a month right now in the U.S. economy. The unemployment rate's sitting at 3.7%. There's less than one person willing and able to work available for every job opening. That's the tightest labor market that we've seen in over 50 years. We think that we're going to see a slowing in the pace of hiring next year to around 185,000 per month, and we expect the unemployment rate to drop to 3.2% by the end of next year. What that means for the middle market is you're going to have to begin to consider substitution of technology for labor due to the historic tightness of the labor market and what's really a shortage of available, willing and able workers, both in skilled and non-skilled positions, and of course public-facing positions, because you got to get out there and you have to sell your product. This is something that this generation of middle market managers simply has never seen. We began warning our client base back in 2014 that this was going to happen, and indeed over the past 2 years in our own proprietary data and surveys, this has become the #1 issue among middle market firms. We think that this calls for some very serious reforms. In Washington, they're talking about prison reform and sentencing reform. That could result in a new set of workers, at least at the introductory level, say non-skilled level, that maybe could provide some relief across the spectrum in terms of how many workers we have available. I think that's a fine idea. Let's see if there's a bipartisan consensus to push it forward. But we need to be thinking very differently about the labor market than we have in a long time. Who's allowed to work? What are the liability issues that have to be addressed? These are very new challenges and things that we just haven't had to quite deal with in a long time. If I'm a middle market manager and I'm thinking about where am I going to go with my labor force, it's very difficult. There's competition. Sometimes people want to work in certain areas, not others, certain industries. I'm really thinking about automation. I'm thinking about where can I use technology to substitute for those labor costs that I'm willing to pay, but I can't find people to fill the jobs. I think that's something on a longer term basis which is likely to provide a much more attractive solution that endures in terms of where the middle market is and where they have to go. When you think about the relationship between labor and technology, the industries that are really out ahead is auto. The auto industry is really advanced in terms of robotics. In fact, the U.S. manufacturing and the auto industries lead the world in that. Second, you can see it in food and beverage, leisure and hospitality, and fast, fresh food, really taking the lead in that. We're still in early innings on that, but as you travel around the economy, you see some of the real experimentation and innovation taking place in those industries. One's impressed, that's my takeaway, that the middle market's far more flexible and willing to accept innovation, I think, than most people think. But hey, you know, I'm at my hotel and I have this little robot come up and take my bags. Boy, there's some change there.